In our ongoing CNN Freedom Project special reports, the story of a promising 14-year-old singer, a music producer offered to help his career. At first, the producer was friendly and helpful, but it wasn't long before the singer says the abuse began, and so too did the young man's fight for survival. We get our report from CNN's Rafael Romo.
Singing, he says, is his life. At 23, Luis Armando Campos has already had a very impressive singing career that started when he was just a child.
I was about 11, almost 12. I was on a local TV show in Tampico.
In 2014, he was a semi-finalist in The Voice Mexico and has his tour the country with his music. But what his increasing number of fans didn't know, Campos says, is that he was forced to live a double life.
He destroyed my adolescence.
Campos says his nightmares started at the age of 14 when he was, for all practical purposes, on his own due to his parents' separation.
This man came out of nowhere promising, an incredible singing career. He does have a beautiful voice.
By the time my mother made the decision to leave, he offered to help me.
At the beginning, Mario Enrique Miranda Palacios, the producer, kept his promises, cultivating Campos' talent and polishing his singing voice. Campos says things quickly started to change. He says when he was 14, Miranda once asked him to show up early for a rehearsal.
He took me into his office, and it was there where, for the first time, he asked me to take off my shoes and my socks and kissed my feet. He said it was something normal, and that he was giving a scholarship at this academy, and that I could thank him this way, that it wasn't something bad.
Campos says it started with verbal and sexual abuse and worsened to forced prostitution.
I didn't have anybody to turn to. He would threaten me, saying that since my father had a criminal record, he was going to put him in jail again.
Campos says he was coerced to work as a slave for 4 years, starting at the age of 14. Threats of harm to his family, deception, and psychological abuse, he says, kept him quiet and submissive until one day he decided he couldn't take it anymore. He says he finally found the courage to ignore the threats and flee after turning 18. As a contestant in The Voice Mexico, he was coached by Yuri, a singer of international fame who he says convinced him he had to report the abuse to authorities. Mario Enrique Miranda Palacios was arrested in March of 2018 under charges of rape, corrupting minors, and forced prostitution. The charges were later updated to rape and human trafficking, according to the Tamaulipas State's Attorney's Office. He pleaded not guilty, but his trial is pending. Through an attorney, Miranda denied the charges, saying that in reality, Campos and his client had a romantic relationship. The attorney also denied his client enslaved Campos, adding that the young man only went to the authorities when they broke up, motivated by revenge, and that they have letters, videos, pictures, and witnesses to prove it. Campos denies having a consensual relationship with Miranda and claims the defense is just using a pretrial legal strategy. In addition to his singing career, nowadays Campos is also an activist who talks openly about what he says he went through.
As I tell my story to people, I feel like I'm getting free again.
He will feel totally free, he says, when the man he accuses of abusing him for 4 years receives a long sentence. Rafael Romo, CNN, Mexico City.